Welcome back, guys. We are here, and all I've been doing this week really is putting, and I've done some field work because I have some newer discs in my bag that I'm trying to get to know. And this week we are heading to Ochia Crossing to play in a 2-day tournament, 2 rounds on Saturday and 1 round on Sunday. So I figured it's a good time to go through what's in my bag. As you guys know, all I throw is Discraft at the moment. So we'll start at the drivers. The first one is a Zeus. This is the color shift plastic. Um, One of the newer discs in my bag. So this is one that I've been focusing on this week and figuring out how it flies. And honestly, we've had all kinds of conditions. Um, it's been cold. It's been windy, so figuring out these drivers has been a huge deal. And this one is 173 to 174, so I like it. Um, Feels good. Um, Next, I actually have two of them in my bag. Is the Nuke SS. I have it in the ESP plastic. Um, this one is also new. I've had the Big Z in my bag for a little bit. Um, I actually really like the Nuke. The ESP is a little bit lighter. It's 170 172, and they're both 170 to 172. But this one I've been able to get to flip up and fly the ESP. Um, it actually flies a little bit better than the Big Z. I like them both. Um, I've been focusing a little bit more on the ESP, but still a great disc. Um, I also have two Hades in my bag for drivers. And if I remember right, these are both 173 to 174. So I have the Big Z. This one I've had for a while. This is actually one of my go-to drivers um, on distance. And I'm usually putting these right around 320 to 350. Again, this Hades is actually a little bit more domey, the ESP Hades. I actually really like the feel of the ESP plastic, but the Z and the Big Z, I'm actually becoming a little bit more of a fan of. The next is also another new one is the Scorch. I got it in the ESP plastic. This again is 173 to 174. Um, I just like the way this feels out of my hand. Um, but really, I'm not going to say underrated, but the plastic. Um, I did have one of the fused ones. Um, it looks cool. It just didn't feel right in my hand. But this one feels a lot better. I actually got this out of a used bin, so I'm not sure the way the Onyx. Uh, still getting used to it. It it's a little light. Um, so I've noticed that I've just been cranking a little too hard on it. It's probably one of those discs that I can get to fly and get the full flight out of it if I took a little bit more off of it. Now, this is uh, this is my heat. This is a 170 to 172. Um, this is my go-to control driver, especially in those tight tunnel shots. It is actually filthy because I've been working with it at this little course here in Aiken. But this is the Ledgestone edition from this year. Just feels right. And my Vulture, this one is actually probably the third most used disc in my bag, other than my putters. This is the 173 to 174, but if it's a little bit more open, but uh, kind of a shorter shot, maybe a hard finish, this is usually the one that I'm leaning on, is this Vulture. Um, so this is a replacement Undertaker. I had the ESP Undertaker. It actually skipped into a pond. Um, before I even started the channel. Um, so I haven't been using this as much. Um, it just doesn't fly like my other one. And I've tried to throw it just to break it in, but my other one I got from a used bin. It was just the regular ESP, not the ESP Flex. Just doesn't fly the same. But my Athena, another one that I got from a used bin, and I just threw it on the ground. That has actually been my go-to upshot disc here in the last few weeks. Um, it's actually one that I've been flipping um, and doing like a controlled forehand upshot. That's that's the disc that I lean on for that. And one that I've been leaning on um, off the tee for those, because I do play in MA4, so a lot of the 180 to 200-foot tee shots, I've been throwing this Passion. This is the 23 Ledgestone ESP Sparkle. Um, but I've been leaning on that, putting it on some hyzer and letting it flip up. And another one that I got from a used bin that has been on the verge of coming out of my bag. I think this one may be a little bit too light, but I've been playing in a lot of wind. So, but this is the Captain's Raptor. So 167 to 169. So I'm thinking maybe I should get a little heavier one because I just flip this one over constantly. It's been on the verge of coming out of my bag for a while. But I have the regular Raptor 2 that I just got, thinking that I might replace the Captain's Raptor with it. But I don't know if this one's going to stay in the bag because it's a little light on the lighter side too, 170 to 172. Um, but I like the way it, if I need to skip around a corner, this is the disc that I used the last tournament that I played in. It actually still has the ding in it from where it skipped up. and hit a root right by the basket. So the Raptor. And another one that I got out of the used bin is this Paul Ulibarri Buzz. This has been a go-to for me, but this one's starting to lose a little bit of its stability. I'm not sure the weight on this one either. But one that this is a disc that I recently got to do the bag challenge is the Melita. Great disc, feels good in my hand. Don't know what else to say about it. I just like the way this feels. It's actually not that deep. It's pretty shallow, so. And I don't know what bag isn't complete without the zone. Like I said, if it's a scramble shot, this is another flick shot that I usually just get myself back to the fairway. But this is a 173 to 174. And so my putters. Unfortunately, I lost one of my putting putters, hit a basket, rolled down into a pond over at Breezy Hill. But come January, I will be replacing these. These are just the Macbeth Blend putters. I really like these putters. I like the way they feel in my hand. I putt with the 173 to 174 within circle one. But I have this one. What one was this? 169 that I've been throwing from circle two. That 50-foot to 60-foot mark. And those really short putts or straight, sub 150 foot, I've been throwing this big Z Luna. But again, all my Lunas are going to be replaced here at the beginning of the year. And then just another soft putter that I've been throwing. This one's actually a newer one. This is the Swirl Soft. It actually has a really nice understamp dual. Through trying to figure out my bag the last 2 months, really trying to dial it in. There's going to be some stuff coming at the beginning of the 2026 season that I'm going to take out. I'm going to really focus on the next few tournaments, figuring out what I like, where I'm going to stay. I know the staples in my bag are going to probably stay with the Luna, the Hades, the Vulture, the Heat. I just ordered a stalker and a couple other things to try to figure those discs out and see if we can help bring down the strokes. The last couple tournaments, I've been scoring really well. So figuring out my bag and figuring out where it is and figuring out when I need a disc up and when I need a disc down. So we are gonna continue exploring that. Maybe I'll get some more video of that this next week. at a practice field. So thanks guys for watching this quick in the bag and what I'm throwing for the rest of this 2025 year. Um, I know that we're going to be recycling some of these discs out for the 2026 season. Until next time, keep pushing, keep throwing, no goals out of reach.